Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody had a great St. Patrick's Day. Today's video is going to cover the question that I've been asked numerous times. Where do I start? I had to give this video some thought and go back in my past to where I would have just been starting drawing to think about this. Because I wanted it to be easy for you guys and something that would not not overwhelm everybody. If you're new to Zentangling or doodling or drawing in general, and you've been looking at all the pictures and you're on Pinterest and you see all these beautiful pictures and you YouTube all the videos and you go online and you're in a group and you're looking at all the pictures, and it's got you so overwhelmed that you just don't know where to start. The best thing to do is to find a piece of paper, any paper. Get out a notebook. You could draw on a box. You could draw on the back of a greeting card. Anything you have. Zentangle in itself has a set of rules that they would like you to follow, and that's fantastic. Zentangle is a fantastic thing. I'm all for it. But it's not the only way that you can do this. Rules are okay, but this is just doodling, and you really don't have to have all of those rules to doodle. So get you a piece of paper, find you a pen. This is a Micron. It is the official pen of Zentangling. It is not my favorite. I got this #1 for Christmas. No. I got this #1 in January for my birthday. And the tip on it is already bent to the point, and I am not heavy-handed. This is from use on watercolor paper. It has just, I don't know if it's worn off or I don't know. But this isn't even the pen I use the most. So it's a good pen. They write great. They're very waterproof. If you love the Micron, use the Micron. If you're going to follow the strict set of Zentangle rules, then by all means, this would be a great pen for you to use. This is a Unipen fine line waterproof. It came in a set that also has a very, very light gray and a medium gray. And it came in a set with 2 black, 2 light gray, and 2 medium gray. It writes the same. It is waterproof. I go to this pen more than I go to the Micron. I just like it better. This is my all-time favorite pen. It is a Signo Uniball DX. It is a 0.38. It is a gel pen. It does say that it's waterproof, but you have to let it be very, very, very dry before you can paint or anything with it. But we're not going to worry about any of that in these steps. This video is simply the black and white video, so you could use a ballpoint pen, you can use pencil, you can use a gel pen, you can use anything that will write to do this. It is doodling. In its simplest form, it is just doodling. I am a pencil and a ruler girl. I love mechanical pencils. This has been my drawing pencil of choice since I was in grade school. So, not this particular brand, but just any El Cheapo. Go to Walmart and grab a big pack when school supplies are on sale, mechanical pencils. I have some here. They're red, they're simple, and they work. And they have soft leads. These erasers are fantastic because, well, there's a lot of eraser there. And I use a lot of eraser. I know. Rules say don't use an eraser. But I am not a strict Zentangle person, so I use a ruler, I use an eraser, I draw out my designs in pencil, I go over them with pen. It doesn't have to be as technical. I get all the steps that Zentangle is taking you through. They're good steps to know. But my suggestion is, before we're going to talk about, before you go to the Zentangle website and you read all the rules and you stick to that strict form, before all that, just do some basic doodling. That's where I say to start. I say that makes it much easier to take the second step into the Zentangle world. I am, for today, going to use Tangle patterns. Just because I'm on the tanglepatterns.com website and I'm going to just find the first pattern that comes along. As I said, I'm going to use this paper. This is my Strathmore Artist tiles. I think they're like $7.99 on Amazon. I have put them in another link on one of my other videos. I'll add them to the link. I'll add them to the description of this one. You can get, there's 70 tiles in here. You can get them on Amazon. They're inexpensive. It is a lightweight, regular paper. It does take shading very well because of the texture of it. So off to the side over here, I have my computer open to tanglepatterns.com, and I'm going to, at the bottom of the very first page are all the brand new tangles that have been added, and I'm just going to scroll down there. I'm not even going to go into the alphabet this time. I'm just going to scroll down there and find a pattern that is, I have not looked at these. I'm going to find one that I think is easy to follow. So here's one. This one is called uulie. U-U-L-I-E. This one was added to her site, looks like March 1st. So when you go on tanglepatterns.com, and you find the pattern, and then it tells you to click the article, then you have to kind of scroll down through the article, and it will either have the step out down at the bottom, or it will tell you in a link, find the step outs here. So for this one, the step outs for this one are right at the bottom of the description. So I want to do this because I know that your end goal is to make big, beautiful pictures like you see all the other people make, and you've taken all these patterns that you learned and you put them into a picture and you have one big cohesive piece of art. I do not suggest that you start there if you are a beginner at this, if you are not a if you're not a practiced artist. That's a big jump into, that's kind of jumping in with both feet. It's a big jump into the art world, And if you're just new at it, I'm not discouraging it. I'm trying to say that very politically, but I don't discourage that you start that way. If that's the way you think you want to start, that's fantastic. But if you have no idea, you're sitting there staring at a blank piece of paper and you're thinking, what in the world am I going to do with this? This is the best way to start. Just find a pattern on this tanglepatterns.com that looks easy and simple to you. Find a step out for it and follow the step outs. This one, if you're a beginner, you're really going to love this one. This is a border. I think it could be used in other places, but this one would be considered a border pattern. So for the very first step, I'm trying to decide if I want to do this in a line or if I just want to. Okay, we're just going to draw it on here. So this is the very first step. See, I've already decided I don't like this, so we're going to start over because I think I need more room in this. I need it to be bigger. And that's another thing. If you're somebody that starts out everything really small like this is going to be harder to tangle and it's going to be harder to make it look good because it's so tiny that you can't get the details in there. Well, don't be afraid to go bigger. Now the next step shows that you go the opposite direction with this. You're going to go like this. And now you're going to make little crescent moons at the top. Just like this. And some circles in here. Now I want to show you a quick trick. When you're making a circle, start right here. Or if you're right-handed, you're probably going the other direction. But this is a left-handed, so I always go to the left. Anyway, start right there and continue looking at that dot while you make your circle. And your circles turn out really good. I don't know what that magical trick is, but that's a secret tip on drawing circles. Okay, next. So that is the tangle. And then it has some variations here that you can add. You could add circles in here, and you can add striping, which is what they have, and I kind of like it. So we're going to add some stripes in here. And when I'm tangling, I normally have some classical music or some meditation music or something softly playing in the background. Always have a cup of coffee sitting next to me. I'm a coffeeholic. If you follow me on Facebook on the group that I'm part of, you will know that I also dipped my paintbrush into my coffee recently, so I have to now watch where I set the coffee. That's super duper cute. I'm not sure how they're shading this one. It doesn't show shading, but I'm going to shade it the way that I think that it would be cute. You want to, when you're shading, very, 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 I am not pushing down on this at all. I'm just letting the lead mark on the paper because if you put a heavy line there, your shading will not look right. And I like these blending stumps. They're very hard. You can take your sander, a sanding board, and sharpen it. And you just want to do this. When I do my classes, I always tell them when we're getting ready to shade that we're going to make the magic happen, because until you add that shading, you just have a flat, see this is just a flat drawing on a piece of paper. When you add that shading, it brings it to life. And it's now above the paper. And I also think that these little corners need some shading right here. And just do just a little bit, or you're going to have way too much. You're going to have way too much pencil, and you're going to be able to shade the whole page if you don't go real light. When you're doing this, you always want to imagine where the light's coming from. And, give it a nice highlight there. And that is uulie. So now you have a border and you know how to do it. And this was a super easy one, so you would probably be comfortable doing it again. I'm going to color in my dots. Just because I think it needs a little color in there. Now, if you wanted to highlight those dots, you could just leave a little white spot, or you can take your white pen and make a little highlight on there. I use the signo, the Uniball signos. Sometimes with these guys, you have to make a little mark on a piece of paper to get it flowing, because the tip clogs up a little bit. Anyway, now you have a really, really simple border. You can do that in a straight line. The example I'm looking at shows it in a circle. That was really fun. It was really simple. Now you just tuck that away. If you've got this book, just start doing simple little tangles that you see. If you see one on Pinterest, the thing about Pinterest, it doesn't always show the name of it. Sometimes you have to click and go into the article that the picture came from to find out what the name of it is. So find one you love, find out the name of it, and then just search the step outs. You can search on Pinterest, go in the search bar, put, like, this is uulie. If you were looking it up, you would put uulie tangle pattern step outs, and it will show you tons of step outs. You can go on YouTube, you can type in how to draw uulie tangle pattern, and it will show you all kinds of them. I'm gonna find another one. I'm gonna try to do it on the same page. Let's see. I want to go back. Oh, this is alla, A-L-L-A. So this next one is A-L-L-A. This is an easy one. This is going to get us to the big picture. Remember, we saw all these beautiful pictures, and we want to do it, and we want to put ours together. But this is our first day picking up a pen and we're not sure what to do. So we just learned this as a border. This one, alla, is a flower, or the way they have it here is a gear, but the way they have it pictured to introduce it to you is a flower. So we're going to do it in a flower pattern. So for this one, I already have my circle drawn. That's the very first step. And then you make 4 little lines. And then you're going to put 3 in between. I probably see I have a big space here, so it's probably not going to work right. Then for the gear, it shows that you would just make lines like this. But we want to do the flower, so we're going to make lines like this. Oh, this is going to be a big wide petal. That's all right. It'll be cute. Flowers don't have exactly the same petals anyway. So I think if you started this one and you had it in mind that you were going to do the flower, you should make these lines connect so you don't have these little jagged points, but it's okay if you do. It's a doodle, so this isn't a Michelangelo piece. This is just doodling. And now they have a circle here that is colored in. And they have this kind of wider, so I'll just make a line around this. I love my signo uniball, but sometimes when you're in a hurry to get stuff colored in, it's not the best pen to have to color fast because it's got such a fine tip on it. As you can see, I have all these pens here, and the one I just gravitated to was this one. And now they have kind of a little U-shaped color on the ends here. And you see this, how this line stuck out? Now is where you can come back in there and just go like this. And you fixed it. So let's just say you're sitting on the couch and your husband's watching a football game, or if it's at my house, he's watching the History Channel and he's watching the same show for the 100th time, and you just can't stand another minute of it. Just keep this little pad of paper right next to your spot where you watch TV and pick it up when you get bored and just do these little simple doodles. You will probably have your phone sitting there with you, and you can look it up on your phone and just tangle, just continuously draw all these little things. It's the only way to just start doing it, is to just start doing it. That's my best sound advice. To get started, you have to just get started somewhere. And the best way is to just learn some simple doodles that don't stress you out. Simple. Really simple. Now, you have a border that you know how to make, and you have a flower that you know how to make. So, with just these 2 items, you could go to another page, make a square border, fill it in with this, take these, draw them all over the page, add some leaves, and you have a whole tangle. So the more of these little doodads that you can learn how to do in simple form, the easier it will be to do one big cohesive picture. Here's another one. These are called calliewags. We're going to add it to these. We're going to add it right here. So these are calliewags. Oh, these are fun. So this is a backward S, just like that. And then you're going to weight the end of it, just like if you drew fescue. And then you just add more in there. And you can come this way. And so they also have different tips. So their variation of this one is to make different tips. I'm going to show you all their examples over here. Now with this one you have learned how to do several different ideas here, because you can now use callywag in any one of these variations mixed with these in your bigger picture, and you have a big cohesive piece of art. On these, they are weighting the bottom of them like little seeds down here. I was having a hard time seeing what that next one was. And then a curlicue one. So that's their variations. They have it also where you could do it like this. And in between here, they have some little leaves like this. And that's one of the variations that they have on it. So remember, in the back of our mind, we have this big picture that we want to learn how to make. And we just have no idea how to get there. But now, we have made 3 very simple doodles. And with those 3 very simple doodles, you can come on this page and you can either freehand a square around there, or you can do like I do and pull out your trusty ruler and make a mark. That was not super straight, but if I was freehanding it, it wouldn't be either. So my shaky hands, nothing straight. Okay, now let's see. I would say this pattern would need to start like this. So you're taking that first pattern, and it's a border, so we're going to make it the border. There. Now you just go the other way with it. So, if you've been sitting there watching TV with your husband and you've been drawing all your little tangles in your book that's laying there next to you, then you can pick that book up and you can kind of thumb through there and you can say, oh, we did this one and it's a border. And this one is a nice big flower that I can make big or little. And these are some little filler doodads, that's what I call them, filler doodads, that we can stick in around the flowers. And then you can try putting out, I suggest start with 3. Find 3 in your little book that you really like, that you are comfortable with, and you've drawn them enough times that you know that you can make them look good. And turn on some nice quiet music, or just let the History Channel be your background noise. I have a hard time watching the History Channel with my husband because I have a lot of questions and I voice those questions and he doesn't want to hear me voice those questions. So I have to find things to do while he watches that because, first of all, I am not a TV person. When I don't work, so when I'm home all day by myself, there's either some soft music on or nothing at all. I raised 4 kids by myself, and that was enough noise to last a lifetime. All boys. I had a whole house full of teenage boys at all times because all of their friends came over, and they all called me Mom. Sorry, they all called me Mom, so I really enjoy my peace and quiet. Okay, now the next step is to do the same thing this way. These look like bananas. I think some of my middle pieces here could have been longer, but that's okay. When you're doing it, you can make them longer, and I would if I was taking more time, but for video's sake, I'm trying to hurry through this just to show you how you can take 3 very simple little tangles and turn them into a picture. I suggest that you find a handful of tangles that you like and you draw them out, and you spend a good, take a good week, take a good 2 weeks, and just make some simple tangles. And please, if you're part of our tangle group, feel free to post just the simple little tangles. I feel like it would take me forever to do the little stripes, so we're going to use her other example and do the circles in here, although I love the stripes better. Okay, just pretend we filled all that in. This is going to be a really long video because I have yet to figure out how to fast forward on any of these. So for this one, this is how she did this, and you would not have to shade this part. You would just want to shade this part. And you could always color these little circles in. That was a major mess up. You could color these in color, not black. I guess you could just do this black. Okay, so we just made this big mistake. This is a good example. We're going to use it as a learning example. So you just keep going, color that in, and keep going, and make that part of your pattern. So we could have some more circles. And then color this one in. Mistakes in a doodle are not mistakes. Mistakes are just a learning moment, and you just go with it and move on. And now you have a pattern. Which would be really cute if you were using a colored pen, because then every third one would be in color and your little circles in between would be in color. So mistakes are okay, not a big deal. You just keep on going. Okay, so you've made your border, and now we're going to add this flower in here. Let's do one here. And now that we've done it, we know how it goes, so we don't really have to have the step outs for it. So now we're a little bit more comfortable. The step outs are there, and believe me, I use those step outs all the time to learn new ones. these kind of go together. When you made this mistake back here, you kind of tied all these together. And I think you could make these striped, you could fill them with dots, you could just make some lines right here. This little flower is very versatile. You could do just about anything with this one. Now, add a leaf. Add some stripes. Make 1/2 of your leaf black and white. Leave the other half striped. Add an aura around it. Now add half a flower. Coloring your tips. I'm not being exact on this. Add another leaf down here. Let's see. We want to tie it in over here, so add some circles in there. Make this half striped. Color these in. Add another aura here. And now you have a pattern started. Add another half flower here. Add another leaf behind here. And just fill this in. Add some of your calliewags over here. Give this one an aura. Now you're well on your way to a cohesive finished piece. When you get done, anything that is behind anything else needs a shadow because it's casting a shadow on there. Shade those in. And that's going to be your big piece. So the answer to the question of where to get started is to just get started. Pick up a pen, pick up a scrap of paper, open your phone, find any of the millions of doodles. You can even go on Pinterest and type in cat doodles, dog doodles, otter doodles. There are lots of those. I just looked at them. Whatever makes you happy. Find a doodle of it and just start. Start at the beginning. That's where everybody starts, is at the beginning. It is not a thing to... Okay, it probably is a thing that makes you nervous. It shouldn't be a thing that makes you nervous. Everybody started at the beginning. Every single person. I don't care if it's Da Vinci, Michelangelo, Picasso. They all started at the beginning. So everybody has a beginning. And this is the easiest beginning there is. A piece of paper and a pen. If you're not comfortable making it all in ink, do it all in pencil. Trace it with your ink, then add your shadows. I hope this helped. I hope this made you feel more comfortable. I hope this makes you relax and able to get into a meditative state when you're making these art forms, even if it's as simple as this. Make a very tiny, simple drawing. Do this one. Do it just like this. Do it again over here. Add the dots in. Do it again. Color all the tops in and add more lines down here. Add lines that connect. Take one. Do it 100 ways. Do it until you're comfortable with it. Then add it into a bigger picture. It's not going to ever be comfortable. If this is the first time you've bought a piece of paper and a pencil and you're going to start doing this and you've never ever done it before, you can't start at the end. You have to start at the beginning and learn all the steps and then put them all together. And then every time you do that, and every time you learn new tangles and you put them into a big picture, the more comfortable with it you are, and the more that you are able to pick up a bigger sheet of paper and put a whole bunch of things in because you've already learned all of these and you already know how to do them, and it makes it way less stressful, and it then becomes something fun and relaxing to do. So I hope you guys have a good day. I hope this helped. Have fun with this. This is not something that should be stressful. It is meant to be meditative. It is meant to be relaxing. It is meant to be something that you just lose yourself in and enjoy. So find some happy tangles and lose yourself and enjoy. Thank you.